Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Extra Time TV. This is Andrew Soklal.
I'm Kevin Campbell.
And, well, local news. Trinidad Tobago football. Unfortunately, we have some sad news. It depends on how you want to look at it.
True.
We suffered 2 losses in the Hex. And unfortunately, Stephen Hart is no longer the coach of the Soka Warriors. Kevin, a lot of people said, they saw it coming. A lot of people are sad. It's definitely has created a lot of mayhem on social media.
It has.
People are definitely not afraid to speak their mind about it. Some people are saying it's about time. A lot of people, the majority of people seem to be, sympathetic to his case. Kevin, what do you think about that?
Yes, Andre. The Hex claims another coaching casualty.
Yes.
I mean, on the heels of Klinsmann losing his job with the U.S. Soccer Federation, the TTFA asked Stephen Hart after 3 years at the helm. Now, his reign as TNT head coach, Andre, started off to me really good. As good as you can really get, really.
Yep.
I mean, back in 2013, when he took over, he guided us to the Gold Cup quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And took us to the end of the game and against Mexico. And that was great because in that tournament we played well, but we went out to probably the best team.
Yeah.
And 2 years later he did it again. I mean, a really impressive Gold Cup 2015 where as a team we actually made it to the quarterfinals, going out narrowly to Panama. And also winning our group. So in my opinion, he started well, but Andrew, I think that after that things began to degrade a bit. Because what really made his sacking me was that the last 3 games were our most important games. And he lost all 3. So I think that is the turning point in his sacking.
I agree. He started off great. I mean, there's no denying he started off really well. Where I think he also, that possibly would have hurt him, if you want to look at it from a non-emotional point of view. When we missed out, we actually reached the Caribbean Cup final.
That too.
We lost on penalties to Jamaica, but people was like, okay, we did well, because Trinidad, for most of you who forgot, we were performing really bad for the last 7 or 8 years where we didn't make it to the Hex.
In case you didn't know.
Yeah, we were doing terrible in the Caribbean Cups. We had not even reached the final stages. And all of a sudden, we doing well in the Gold Cup. We reached the finals of the the Caribbean Cup. So people like, hey, optimism, but we lost. And then I think what really started to, put the bullseye on Stephen Hart was when we did not qualify for the Centenario. But, the fans usually, once again, they impress me. They kind of sympathize with him, the general public, where, he lost, I think Plaza got injured. Kenwin Jones made his move to Dubai. Cummings, Volpez Cummings had the famous shooting incident. I think Jovan Jones had some injuries, and I actually ran into him at a game, and Al Molina was injured, and he was like, I just lost my entire offense. And it started to go from bad to worse. The results weren't really going his way. And then, there are a lot of discussions about external things that took place that we don't know. I mean, Stern, you and I spoke about that. But I think you're right. I think at the end of the day, it's a result-oriented game. And at least in my eyes, it came down to that. I mean, there's lots of speculation about other reasons. But, at the end of the day, if you don't win, it's really, really, really difficult to really argue why he should still be there. I personally think he should be there, and we should have stuck in him for the long term, like Tavares from Uruguay. I think he's a good example because he struggled at first. But eventually, Uruguay went on a run. But it is sad, and because I think we are at a critical stage now. And now my question is who's going to replace Hart? At such short notice. Who knows the Trinidadian team? And this is the stage where it's not about development anymore. It's about results. It's not like, in the early stages, we're out of a World Cup cycle. We need to get wins, we need to get them now. So we need a coach very much in the mold of Ben Hacker. Comes in, gets results. And, I would love to hear who you think, Kevin, would be a possible candidate.
I mean, I like Stephen Hart's character. I mean, we got to spend time with him a lot, and the way he dealt with us and the way he reciprocated his ideas was great. And but to me, his Achilles heel was his tactical flexibility. I mean, we could have predicted the system he would play and how he would actually delegate roles and everything. And I wanted to see a bit more variation in that. Also, still mention that. And that to me was his Achilles heel.
Yeah.
But going forward, I think that we, as a country, could either look local or look foreign. I mean, and I think FIFA has given us a lot of grants to be able to afford a foreign coach. But one thing is that is it a demanding job? I mean, that would you attract, like how 10 years ago we attracted a Leo Hacker?
Yep.
Could you attract that star power again? Is my question. Because if you look at countries in our region, you don't really attract the cream of the crop. Apart from the US and Mexico, if you were to consider Klinsmann and maybe Vasco Aguirre the cream of the crop, they're not really A-class coaches in the world game, you know. But who can we attract? I'm not sure. In the past, we have had a plethora of different managers. I mean, from Maturana to Simoes to Wim Reisenberg to Jamal Shabazz.
The late Ian Porterfield.
Yeah, so it's a long list. So I'm really not sure if we will go local. If we do, maybe the W Connection coach Fever, he has been doing great stuff for Connection for years now.
Yeah.
I think he's St. Lucian though, so he's acted as foreign, he's foreign.
Technically, so technically he's a foreign guy,
Yeah.
Not technically he is.
Yep.
Although he's here, I mean, well, interesting, that name has been murmuring around. I mean, we have no basis for this, this is just us saying you can't quote us, but we're just giving our opinions. Basically, Stewarty, as they like to call him, he's definitely one of the candidates. I think it makes sense in some ways. He has coached a team before. In terms of the knowledge of the local players, he probably is one of the better guys to choose, because if you're going to replace somebody at this critical stage, you need somebody who knows the local footballers.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying, this possibility there's a South American coach. I can't imagine who. And as I say, I can't imagine it being a high-profile coach, and I can't imagine which coach will be drawn to our job, because there has been, whether you want to sugarcoat it or not, there has been a lot of problems coming out in terms of salaries and the organization of the team before games and so on, which is this is what I read about. And as a top level coach, if you're going to come in and realize the infrastructure is not ideal, you eliminate a lot of possibilities. A lot of people are hilariously saying Klinsmann. I think that's trust me, I'll be glad if we get Klinsmann, but come on, let's be real. I think sometimes we need to not get carried away and understand where we are. And I think basically the double connection coach is probably the best bet. But there are others out there. Some people saying former coach Shabazz. Also, some saying there's some names saying Zoran Vranic might return. He is a foreign coach.
What about Dunga?
Carlos Dunga, I don't mind. He'll probably bring that Brazilian grit.
Yeah. He's
not
free.
Brazilian flair, but grit.
He's free now. So.
Yeah. Who knows? Marcelo Bielsa. Who knows? Jose Mourinho may not have a job soon. Who knows? But it really is difficult knowing to predict the current coach, because it is well documented. The TTFA has financial problems. They've had difficulties paying their coaches. So it is an interesting thing. And then if all of a sudden a foreign coach comes in and they have to pay him, it brings up the old argument. So how could you pay a foreign coach and not pay a local coach? And then Kevin, if you had to guess, it would be the exception of maybe double connection coach, who would you think is the best local choice outside the double connection coach?
Locally, I mean, last week Latipi crossed my mind.
Oh yes,
he was like in my mind, but then after a while, in my mind, Feve sort of just eclipsed Latipi. But my first thought was Latipi. Yeah.
Oh wow, actually, I can't believe I forgot that. But yeah, he's actually if I had to name three choices, Latipi, Shabazz, and the double connection, Stewarty of double connection.
Yeah.
If I had my way, I would have kept Stephen Hart.
Yeah,
But
me too, actually.
also, maybe another guy, but because of, for whatever reason, he never really got a chance. Terry Fenwick. He's a guy, he's been around, he's been in Trinidadian football a long time now. He has a good track record, at least with pro league teams. He knows the players really well. So he's another maybe outsider, but he has never really gelled with the local fraternity. They haven't. There's a real love-hate relationship with Terry Fenwick. Some people absolutely love him. Some
Fictitious,
people, yeah. So he's a guy I think would be a very interesting choice. But it's really difficult to tell. I actually sat down, staring at my ceiling, some night trying to figure out who's going to replace Hart.
Yeah.
This is before the announcement was made because I was like, okay, so if they're going to get rid of him, everybody's like, fire him. But who are you going to replace him with? So it's a difficult thing to see. We'll see how it goes. My personal opinion, Kevin, regardless of who we hire, do you think a change of coach right now will put us back on track?
I mean, usually that new man bound to get when a new coach is in there. It tells a difference. But it could happen. It usually happens. And we have teams like Panama coming up, and maybe that new coach can add that new impetus and new ideas. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a positive result against Panama. So it can make a difference in my opinion.
Yeah, I think just to build on what you said there, we played despite what people said. If you look at the statistics against Costa Rica, I mean, when you look back, they scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
But in terms of chance creation, both teams created 3 chances.
Yeah.
There was one that was brilliant that brought an amazing save from Navas, and it just shows you the quality at this level. And we never beat Costa Rica. I can't remember the last time we did beat them. I know it's a long time coming. I don't think we did this way back when. But I mean, we said it in our preview, which you can check out. We knew Costa Rica was going to be a difficult team, and I was actually impressed that it was that close. There were episodes where we could have even taken goals and were sometimes a bit wasteful. But I think if Trinidad played the way they did against Costa Rica, then we still have a chance. But for whatever reason, when they played Honduras, it seemed as if the team was disorganized, and it seems that there's a lot of problems outside the coach. I think there's things going on with the team. A couple, I think John Michael Williams and a couple others made some statements to, I think, Wired 868, stating that, the team has issues. I think his exact words. Don't quote me on that. I'll have to check that out. So whoever the new coach is coming, you'll have to deal with that. I think that is probably the underlying issue that eventually, I think the real reason that eventually hurt the team in terms of results and discipline. And so whatever it is, that new coach has to know this and is coming into the team knowing that there are things going on. And you'll have to address that before he moves forward, which is very difficult at international level because people forget this is not club football. You can't just hire and fire coaches. First off, you only see the players for a couple of days before a match day. You don't see them every day to train. You have to really have an impressive network monitoring these players. And we also don't have the large talent pool like the major countries. And I think people need to stop judging the team like they would judge Argentina or Brazil. Still not saying that as well. We have to maybe also be a bit realistic about what we have. I think we are capable of doing well. That's my honest opinion. But, we are quick to say, fire this guy, chop this player. And I think the problem is not the actual squad, but the mentality of the squad. That's my honest opinion. So whoever that new coach is, Jose Mourinho, Terry Fenwick, who knows? I think they're going to have their hands filled and they're going to have to get results instantly. So, you all can let us know who you think, is the likely coach who want to be the coach. I don't know.
One final note on Coach Hart. I mean, I remember 2013, he gave us an identity. And what I didn't see from us in a while is our composure on the ball. He instilled our confidence on the ball.
Yes.
And so we played visibly higher up the field. Catch what I'm saying? Because we don't sit back like how we did in the past. And he did allow us that ability to start the game higher up in the field, which is always good.
Yep.
So kudos to Coach Hart for that. And I think that he may go back to Canada, and I know he coached Canada before for 3 years, couldn't qualify them for the 2014 World Cup. But I can see an MLS or NASL team snapping him up. I mean, maybe the Vancouver Whitecaps, but I see him as a mainstay in MLS in the future. Just to finish off on Coach Hart.
It'll be absolutely amazing because, we met him before.
I
would absolutely like the vacant position on the LA Galaxy. Stephen Hart takes over. That would be so good. Because, Bruce Arena is now the coach of the US, which is a whole other topic we'll speak about.
Bruce Almighty.
Yes, Bruce Almighty is back. Klinsmann is gone. So, let us know what you think. Stephen Hart is a coach I personally am a fan of. I think he is the guy for the long term for Trinidad, but, he's gone now. Such is life. But whether we disagree or not, they made the changes. So, let us know who you think. Who you think is the coach who you think is the coach that could take us to the World Cup.
To the promised land.
Let us know in the comment section below. And also, we could also let us know what you think of our actual chances of making it to the World Cup.
Yeah.
So in addition to the coach, so let us know. It's a very wide open topic. Let us know your thoughts. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
So come on.
And you can find me at Kev868 on Twitter and Instagram, Andre.
You can find me, I forgot where you could find me, at Andre Soglal on Instagram and Twitter. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and as I mentioned before, comment.
Yeah.
Because when you do that, you qualify for a chance to win a copy of FIFA 17 and also a chance to win tickets for upcoming qualifiers.
Yeah.
And who knows, other prizes as well. Courtesy the great
folks at my store.
My Store.
Yeah.
So do it.
Okay guys, so don't forget, if you like and subscribe our page on YouTube, Extra Time TV, you instantly qualify to win a copy of FIFA 17. So don't forget, like and subscribe.